Hi, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign of Taurus for the first half of May 2019. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or at notsomysticaltarot.com if you would like a personal reading. So let's get started. We pull one of these big cards. I should say we actually don't pull them. I let them kind of come out. But anyways, I really like to I like the way that the cards are supplied in that fashion. So, all right, this is going to be our overall energy. And we have the Five of Wands. A little bit of chaos happening here. A little bit of chaos. What is going on with that? Let's find out where this is coming from or why we're feeling this way. I mean, in this card, you want to take a quick look at it, you can see that everybody's got like their stick and they're just sort of like standing around shoving them at each other. I mean, you can see that it's a complete waste of time. Like no one's actually accomplishing anything. They're just sort of standing there, like I said, wasting time. Let's see what we have. Okay, this is so weird because if you have Aries, Moon, or Rising, definitely watch it because these two cards actually had a very high impact in the Aries reading. We have the Chariot, and the Chariot is this crazy energy, and it's wonderful and it's very useful, but if not properly like reined in, it can lead to this kind of stuff where I would almost say like it can be manic, where you're not accomplishing much, but you're kind of running all over the place. You know, it doesn't really do anything for you. So we have the other two cards that just came flying out here, and I think this is a very nice representation. We have the Ace of Wands, which is kind of like we have this crazy Chariot energy, and we've got these guys with these sticks doing who knows what. Here's the Ace of Wands. Let's take it back to basics. What are our goals here? And the Ace of Wands, of course, is an offering from the universe. It's a gift. So the Ace of Wands is like, okay, I'm going to give you all the energy and ambition that you need. What's our first step? And like I said, that's where I feel like it's let's get back to basics. What am I trying to accomplish? Because obviously this isn't it, okay? And you have all of this great energy with the Chariot here. But there's nothing wrong. It's not a race. Even though the Chariot is racing in, look down here. There's these little turtles down here, and they let you know that, hey, it doesn't matter how fast you get there as long as you get there. So just because the chariot is racing in like crazy doesn't mean that you have to. And then you have this gift from the universe, let's have a little bit of a do-over here. This chaotic thing is a lot, and it's not going to accomplish much. So if we take it back to basics, take it back, what was our original intention when we started? What do we really want out of this situation? That is the gift the universe is giving you, is like take a deep breath. Let's look at our objectives. We've got plenty of energy. Let's have a do-over and figure out where we're trying to go. And now you have the Nine of Pentacles. So it looks like we're really working hard toward, this feels like maybe your own business or getting control of your finances. There's something tangible that you can put your hands on that you might really be working to accomplish right now. It could even be like reorganizing your home, or maybe you're reading one of the books from the different minimalist teachers that talks about restructuring the way that you live your life. But it looks like you're really trying to accomplish something like that, whether it's your finances, your home organization, cleaning up either of those environments. And with the Chariot, you get very excited, right? Because you're like, I'm going to do all this right now, right this minute. I'm going to change my whole house and my whole life. And it's easy to end up at that point of chaos with these five rods right here, right? It's really easy to end up there where you're running in a million directions and you're running into stuff and nothing's happening. So the beautiful thing is that you do have this Ace of Wands that says, hey, let's take a little bit of a breath here. Let's use this energy to our best ability. All right, now clarifying the Chariot, and this isn't like a huge shock, clarifying the Chariot and this Five of Swords energy, this Five of Wands chaotic energy, you have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is like, it can be negative thinking, negative communication, or lack of communication. like I'm just ignoring you right now. And like, you can see she's just like this person's over here doing something, trying to say something, and even though it can be like an offhanded, snarky remark, and she's just like, yeah, I'm over here, I don't care. It can be detached. This is tough. Whatever is going on here, there may be input from other people. I think that's what it feels like. You're trying to make some kind of changes in your tangible life. It could even be the way that you eat. It could be something that you're trying to do to increase the bounty in your tangible life. That means it could be work, it could be organization, it can be the way that you live your life, the way that your surroundings feel. And there may be other people like that are not necessarily on your team. And I don't mean like they're like against you, but more that they're like, oh, it must be nice to have that kind of time. When you're actually like really busting your butt to work hard to be able to do the things you want to do and accomplish this extra project on the side, and they're like, oh, well, I don't have time for that. You know, just, you may have snarky communications that come in, people that aren't super supportive, but you know what? You have all the drive and ambition that you need. You don't really need to worry about that. So take a cue from her. And if somebody's pulling out their snarky sword, just kind of, okay, you know, and just walk away. Like, she's not like, you see, she's not like, you know, punching this guy or flipping him off, or you don't see like little curse words coming from up here. You know, they don't see little hashtags and symbols. She's just like, okay, whatever. Just walk away. Just let it go. Now, underneath this Ace of Wands, and this especially lets me know this is something important to you, is you have this Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is very emotional. This is an emotionally charged situation. So and that can happen with whether it is our finances, our home life, our job, but whatever it is, things that are tangible in our physical real life are very important to us. And if we're working really hard to change something, you know, you really have to open yourself up emotionally. And the Knight of Cups is kind of that rush of emotion. So you could feel a little, this may highly offend you, okay? Because you may feel a little bit, the word I want to use is raw. You could feel a little bit raw with this. And the Chariot also, the Chariot is a highly emotional card. So you could, it's, you know, part of the whole water sign thing. It could make you feel a little vulnerable and raw, but because it clarifies this Ace of Wands, which is like this giver of like ambition and drive and passion, you don't really care. You're able to just move right past it. But this is a time of growth. It could even be in your relationships. I don't think that's for everybody. I think that's for a very small portion of whoever might be watching, is that it has to do with relationships. I think this is really part of your environment, something to do with your tangible life that you can put your hands on every day, the way you live, the way you actually move in throughout the world. Now, clarifying this Nine of Pentacles, which is all about doing your thing and really doing it and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You have Judgment, and there's not much more I can say about that, because I mean that's what you're looking for it to all sort itself out. And once it all sorts itself out by the laws of the universe, everything will sort itself out the way that it's supposed to be. And it looks like you're able to have the favor that you wanted to begin with. You're able to have that favor, and things, you know, will work out. It will be a little dicey on the way. I have to say, it doesn't look like it will be easy, but it will be truly worth it, because you don't want to stay here. This is so frustrating. You don't want to stay here, and definitely, you know, the snarky comments or whatever, you may endure those for a bit, but if you have to endure all of that, and also at the risk of opening yourself up emotionally, I get that, but if you have to endure all of that to get here, to get to this place where you're truly happy and you're really seeing results, then who cares, right? I did pull one more card to kind of bookend these around, and it is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles moves slowly. I'm going to put this up close. These cards are really tiny. I'm going to order the big deck because I love them. But anyways, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving energy in the whole entire deck. So this may take this whole couple of weeks. This may be a process that feels, what's the word I want to use? I don't want to say painful, but it just feels long and arduous, because you're like, good grief, I have all this energy, I've got all this drive and whatever. Why is this taking so long? Because things take time. So just know that in this first whole half of May, you are going to have a lot happening, and it looks like you're going to be shedding a lot of things that don't work for you as well. So just be prepared to know that emotionally you may feel a little bit exposed, and there will be people, they will have snarky things to say, you know, that kind of stuff will happen. You may have nonsensical conflict, silly things going on, but in the end, you know, the judgment, you know, the horn of judgment sounds, and, you know, when it's all said and done and it all shakes out, this is you, this Nine of Pentacles, very, very close to where you really want to be, very close to having exactly what you want to have. So I look forward to hearing what it is you're going through and what you're working on in this first couple weeks of May, and I will talk to you very, very soon.